What's going on, guys? It's your boy Jeremiah917 today, and I'm going to show you guys how I created the PixelS wallpaper. Um, Basically, it's very simple to do, very easy to do if you know a little bit about cinema and some Photoshop. Or yesterday when I created this, I'm using CS6 beta of Photoshop and Cinema 4D. So let's jump into Cinema 4D first, and I'm going to show you what I did. Um, I started out with Cinema 4D creating the text just because it's easier to model and get perspective in a 3D space based software to render out text and get that perspective little view like it's on paper. And that's basically why I did this. So I put the depth of field at 1 so it's flat, obviously. Keep clicking out, my bad. I got pixels in here, and I use Typography Pro. The reason that instead of using Adobe Photoshop's skew and distort tools and creating the text and everything just in, I would say, Photoshop, the reason I didn't do that is because, as you can see, I'll just do it real quick. Let me go ahead and make a new layer. Typing tool, why you suck. I'll go ahead and create a new layer if we can get this shit to work. New layer. Thank you. Thank you very much. Alright. This is being a bitch. Alright, so let's go select our typing tool again. And we'll just type out something like tutorial. If I can spell it right. And we'll go ahead and center this just because I'm a little OCD. Grab this, hit this. Alright, now, the reason I didn't use these, like, tools to, like, skew and, like, shit like this is because, as you can see, once you click OK on this and then you take your camera and you zoom in, it gives you these rugged lines, and this just looks terrible. It doesn't give you the right perspective. The right perspective would be like this, which is a flat piece of paper. So that's basically why I use Cinema to render out my text and whatnot. And the way I rendered the transparency just to bring it straight into Photoshop is I just did alpha channel straight, and then selected a PNG and rendered it straight to my desktop. That's all I basically did. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into Adobe again for like the 10th time. Let me go fit to screen. Alright, so let's just delete this layer. I'll just show you how to do it from the beginning. So start from the bottom. What I did here was I just took my gradient tool, and I took a white gradient to a very, very light gray gradient, and I just put a gradient like this just to give it texture. And then I brought in my two renders that I rendered. It was PixelS, and I believe it's my name right here, PixelS and by Jeremiah917. We'll go ahead and pull that back up here and show you that in a minute. And then all I did was I took my line tool over here on the side in your shapes palette, and I hit I put down lines where the P, the I, and the L are. That way it just gives it that like running kind of look, that more of a perspective of you're looking at it as at an angle. And then I took and brought in Jeremiah. Now there was a few problems when I rendered this out because originally I had rendered it so it would be going off the eye, so like you can see how this B isn't lining up with this eye correctly, and you can rotate it and stuff, but when you rotate it, it looks like it's going to intersect with the other text eventually. So I just moved it around a little bit, and I found that the J can become parallel with the I going straight down, so that made it give it it gives it this unique effect, I guess, or whatever. And after I did that, I just a cool little tip I learned from a guy, I can't remember his name, it was a YouTube tutorial somewhere. If you hit Control-Alt-Shift-E, it'll render it all out, and it'll merge all your layers together, and you can keep all your layers. And then all I did was go to Filter, Blur, Tilt Shift Blur. I didn't even mess with any of the parameters, to be honest. I just hit OK, and it just gives it that one extra feature that makes it look just so unique and so, you know, it draws your attention to by Jeremiah917, but you can still see that PixelS is there, and it just gives it that unique effect. And And that's basically all I did for this. It's very quick, very easy. Um, I got the idea from, let's go, from the Typography Pro website actually. I've seen this around a couple times and other stuff. I got the idea right here. This is it. Click that, load that. I really liked how they did theirs. They added a lot more features to theirs and whatnot. But look, you can see how they did their font and whatnot. And I really liked how they did that. I thought it was unique. So I took their idea and I recreated it in my own, my own way, my own style, basically. And that's how I did it. If you have any questions, let me know. Hit me up, and I'll talk to you guys later.